Welcome back to Weekly Huddle YouTube channel. I'm your host, Owen, and today we're going back to an oldie but goodie. I actually have some proper contestants this time for the Weekly Huddle Quiz Bowl. First up at the top left corner here, we have Jim from the NFL Draft Fanatic. Jim, how are we doing?
I'm doing pretty good, Owen. It's good to see you.
Next to him, we have Newt. Newt's been on the channel a few times now, and he's also my co-host over when we do podcasts with Jim at the Draft Professor on YouTube. Newt, I know you're super confident about your skill in the competition, so how are you doing?
Well, let's just see. I'm cracking some liquid encouragement to get me through this.
And then in the bottom right, we have Bill Sparks from at Sparks Scouting on Twitter, another member of the Draft Professors. Bill, what is your acumen for game shows? I know Jim's very confident. Newt's the absolute opposite. I haven't gotten a vibe on how you think you're going to do here.
I'm in the middle. If you give random topics, I am your man. But if it's structured like world history, I am out the window.
I mean, it's football. I'm pretty sure we all know a little bit about football, at least. We're good.
Just a little bit, yeah.
And then in the bottom left, no Twitter handle, doesn't need it, all lowercase. It's my brother Evan.
I feel great. I'm the only one that doesn't have like any qualifications to be here, and I still got here somehow.
Well, you got here by being the 5-time champion. We've done 6
That's
episodes.
That's it, dude. I think there's more than that.
Well, there is. It's been lost to time. I have 5 recorded on the channel, and you've won every single one of them. Some of them not even remotely close.
Dude, I was playing against plumbers, so.
But yeah. Well, literally, so like one of my friends who was one of the more consistent ones, he like digs trenches. Like he's very much a construction dude. Isn't in the space at all, and that was who he was going up against. So with these ones, you're going to get one guess that is going to be if you guess it on that step and you're wrong, you're out. And if you get it on the college player, it's 5 points. If you get it on the first team, it's 3 points, and the last team is 1 point. So it starts out with college they went to or got drafted out of in the year they were drafted. And then it's the first team they played for and the final team they played for or are most recently playing for if they're an active player. So that is the structure of how they are put out. And
do we blurt it out or do we have to touch a buzzer?
So the way I like to do it is you just yell out your name and that'll be your buzzer. So if you're like, if Jim wants to answer this, Jim, and I'll be like, okay, I heard Jim's names first. Jim can answer for this question.
What if I say Bill?
Then Bill's answer.
Hey, I'll answer it. It ain't gonna be right, but I'll answer it.
All right. So after that messed up, all right, we're back. So this is gonna be our first one. Like I said, 5, 3, 1 points if you answer, and you get it wrong, you're out until the next player is up. So first up is gonna be who's that player, and I made up little graphics. Hopefully they don't mess up this time. But first up, we have a cornerback drafted on the University of Michigan in 1998.
Bill.
Jim.
Newt.
I heard Bill first.
Charles Woodson.
God. All right.
Damn, you're giving
Bill,
up layups here.
Bill,
I was like, even sitting there, that's definitely that, right?
Well, that's who I had.
Yeah, that's what I would have guessed. So
yep. So Bill's correct as Charles Woodson. I originally had it animated so like he would come up at the end here, but yeah, 98 to 05, and then came back and swung around to the Raiders. 2013 to 2015 at the end. So Bill,
put the team that he won a Super Bowl with. Put the team he won a Super Bowl with. That's the important part.
He started with the Raiders and then finished with the Raiders. I specifically put him in there because I went for reference. Newt's a Packers fan and Bill is a Cleveland Browns fan and Jim's a Bills fan. So I picked players that would kind of relate to some of our teams. So we were not just taking blind shots in the dark. But yeah, so that I was going to put him. I always associate Charles Woodson as a Packer. But yeah, he started his career as a Raider and then also ended as a Raider way later than I thought he actually did. So
I acquired him on my Madden 95 team. And he won like 4 Super Bowls with me on Madden 95 when I acquired him. So he's also a very good player for that reason too.
That's so funny.
Nice.
All right. So Bill now takes the lead with his whopping 5 points to start out with. Now, don't be afraid. There's going to be other opportunities.
This entire game.
I promise you, Newt, you'll get maybe another one. All right. Next player is going to be a running back drafted out of Cal from 2007.
Bill.
Marshawn Lynch. God damn it.
It is Marshawn Lynch.
Right after.
Bills 2007 to 2010, and then Seahawks 2019.
I used to have endless time just to yell out whenever I wanted it. I just had to sit there.
Well, because a lot of people didn't know anything at all, and they were too afraid to answer. So, all right, we'll keep up the rapid fire pace. Next up, we have a linebacker drafted in 2012 out of Utah State. This is going to be probably one of the harder ones.
Yeah, this one's a little tougher.
I actually didn't know he went to Utah State. I know who this player is, but when I learned he went to Utah State, I was kind of surprised.
The person that created the graphic knows who this is.
Yeah, you're right. Well, I mean, I know him as like it's not like he's some scrub guy that lasted a cup of coffee in the league. He's a notable name. But all right, so we going once, going twice. All right, we'll move on to the next one. So this is going to be for 3 points. You get his first team he played for. You should be able to get it from here. 2012 to 2021 Seattle Seahawks.
I'll take it.
Evan.
Bobby Wagner.
Damn it. It is Bobby Wagner. Yeah. So Evan gets 3 points there. Did you guys know Bobby Wagner with the Utah State?
Does it matter I said my name, or can I? My bad. I guess I should have said my name.
I got it. I
thought
gave
Bobby
you
Wagner
grace.
went to Utah.
I thought he went to some kind of like
that didn't help me at all. I just thought Seahawks linebacker, and I was like, I got to blurt out fast. So that's the first linebacker I thought of.
Maybe I will.
The timeline lined up. So
Utah State was where Bobby Wagner went to college. I thought he'd be in more of like a Big Ten or even like a Pac-12, like you were saying, Bill.
Yeah,
a bigger school, but no, Utah State was surprising. And then currently on the Commanders.
Bobby still with Washington? Okay, I was going to ask, is he still with Washington this year?
He is. So I mean, Dan Quinn defense might as well get his guy. But all right, so next up we have a quarterback who was drafted out in 2017 out of Notre Dame. I was wondering if this would be a tricky one or not for you guys.
It's disappointing because I'm a Notre Dame fan and I'm rolling back through the Rolodex.
Yeah, I know. I'm sitting here like thinking like I can't.
You see, and I know who it is. I just can't think of his name.
All right, you want the first team?
No, I got it.
Evan.
It's DeShone Kizer.
It is DeShone Kizer. I went with a Packer and a Brown on that one.
Yeah, this came through my Twitter feed.
Yeah,
like the last quarterback to get drafted or something like that. Yeah,
I would have.
Yeah, I
was sitting there
Kizer
for some reason. I'm like,
so.
I don't remember a Notre Dame quarterback getting drafted high, and I'm like, didn't someone take one in the second round? And I'm like, who the fuck was that? And yeah, I was like, I couldn't. And then I kind of looked at him, and I seen Cleveland, and I'm like, oh my god, yeah, there we go.
Yeah. I blacked out of all of 2017 with Kizer as a starter. So
yeah, that was tough. That was tough.
I remember he was getting projected to be like maybe like a top 10 pick because he was like this big, strong dude, and then he ended up going to top of the second. Yeah. Oh, it's a steal for the Browns, and then that was the winless year, right?
Yeah, 0-17. That was the 0-17 year.
If I remember, I think the only game I watched the Browns that year was when they played the Packers and Kizer threw that pick in the overtime.
Yeah.
Was not pretty.
Cody
was
Kessler, dude. He was a dog.
That's why I ended up going with DeShone Kizer because I wanted to throw Cody Kessler in here because I remember watching him get drafted, and I was like, there's no way they're getting Cody Kessler.
I probably would have got that. Where did he go?
Stanford
USC.
to Cleveland, or was it USC? I think he was.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought it was USC. I didn't think. It was
he was USC to Cleveland.
All right. Next up, we have a running back drafted at Oklahoma in 2007. Evan.
I got it. Adrian Peterson.
That is correct.
Now I know I got to go fast, so I'm just blurting out names first try every time now.
Just throwing out every Oklahoma running back ever.
I'm surprised you knew it because of 2007. I thought he was drafted.
I knew he got drafted around then, and I knew he went to Oklahoma, so I couldn't imagine.
When Rick Spielman was doing a lot of podcasting, they talk about that, like for the picks that he made in that time. And I always remember hearing Adrian Peterson is his first pick ever.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good first pick to have.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, we have 2 more players after this. The current scoreboard is Evan with 13, Bill with 10, and Jim and Newt in dead last with 0. So let's move on to our second to last player here. A wide receiver drafted out of Florida State in 2014. Evan.
Kelvin Benjamin.
It is Kelvin Benjamin.
Wow.
Carolina Panther from 2014, 2017.
Pull.
Ended as a hybrid receiver tight end.
He was on the Chiefs?
Yeah, he ended his career as a practice squad tryout for the Giants, but he didn't play a game for them, so I ended it with the Chiefs in 2018.
For some reason,
sure
I almost said Mike Evans, and I was like, he definitely went to Texas A&M.
I'm pretty sure the Chiefs coaching staff even asked. We had Kelvin Benjamin here at one point.
Yeah, right. Like,
I was also surprised
from a tight end, dude.
Yeah, I was surprised how short his career was because he was drafted in 2014 and was with the Panthers till 2017. Wow. There's a whole Bill stint in between these where he was a Bill for a whole season,
and then
became a Chief. I thought he was in the league for a lot longer than that.
I remember being so excited when we traded for him.
I was at football practice. I was pumping my fist. I was so happy. But all right, so final player here. I've got that with the first pick, right? So you got 5 points. Final player here. Cornerback out of Florida State, drafted in 1989.
89?
Jim, this is you.
Oh, I got it.
Bill.
Jim. Or boy, wait, Bill, did you come? I thought I heard Bill first, but I guess I'll give it to Jim.
Oh,
I'm sorry, Bill. Everyone was talking at once. Jim gets it. It is Deion Sanders. You
gotta make these harder next time, dude. That was so obvious, too, Deion.
Well, I didn't want to make it too hard. This is supposed to be the warm-up round. Easy.
You said Nick Foles was supposed to be the easy one. Nick Foles would have been the hard one.
That 89 draft was crazy. I believe there were 5 Hall of Famers in round 1.
Yeah, I remember that, Jim. Yeah, it was just like it was yesterday.
Troy Aikman, Deion Sanders, Barry Sanders. Oh, there was another one that was taken in the top 5, and then Darryl Green was taken by the Redskins with the last pick of the round.
That's such a wild draft.
What Hall of Famer am I missing?
All right.
Aikman, Sanders, Green.
Was it a lineman?
Yeah, Derek Thomas. Thank you.
All right, so that was
not Tony Mandarich, right?
Oh, that guy. Yeah, I forgot about it. I never that's one of the forgotten draft busts there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so after round 1 of our Guess the Player, we have 3 people forward. Currently in last place with 0 points, we have Newt. In third place with 5 points, we have Jim. In second place with Bill. Bill would make feel better even if I gave you this guess in the last question. You still would have been in second place with 15 instead of 10. Yep. And sitting at 18 in place is Evan. So, all right, so I have the grid up and ready to go. So, like I said, it's going to be Newt. First, you get your first pick of which spot you want. So we have here, it's Cardinals, Falcons, and 5,000-plus yard receiving career on the top. Titans, Steelers, Bengals on the left-hand side here. So, Newt, you get your choice of your grid spot here.
Oh God!
Like I said, I have editing, so take your time.
Oh, what are we doing here? I'm gonna go with the Steelers 5,000, and I'm gonna be probably totally wrong, but is that Hines Ward?
I'm sure he's hit 5,000 career receiving yards, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
27% for Hines Ward with 5,000 receiving yards and Pittsburgh. Now, there's a strategy here when it comes to figuring out who's going to be the first or which ones you're leaving for other people. So if you think maybe there's some more obvious ones or harder ones that
there's no
could
strategy
be used, you might
and I just got to get some correct. Like it's not like I'm playing a game of billiards and I'm like trying to play defense. I'm literally just trying to do anything that's like mildly productive right here.
All right, 27% is the number to beat. Jim, you are in second last right now, so you get your second crack at the grid.
Titans, 5,000-yard receiving career. And I remember his last name. Thigpen. Is it Yancey Thigpen? Did I have that name right?
I've never heard of this person in my life. Let's see.
He only gets one guess, right?
Yeah. The quarterback. That's your answer right there, Jim. Yancey Thigpen?
Yep.
0.6% for Jim.
Wow.
Absolute ringer there. All right, Bill, I guess you're up next to top that.
So I'm going to go Bengals, 5,000 receiving yards. I don't know how they're going to have him listed. Chad Johnson / Ocho Cinco.
There it is.
I guess it's Chad Johnson.
Yep.
All right. This is
I
tough.
know
All
where
the
we're going
receiving
now.
yards.
Yeah,
So
right.
I need to just get below 27% because I'm not getting below 0.6. I know that's not happening. I am have a name in me right now. With that, I'm gonna go. Fuck. There's two of them I want to do, but I feel like they're just so obvious that I don't want to do them.
Well, talk to your process because you're the last one to go on this grid.
Well, I'm thinking. Well, I have one that I'm not sure is right. I think Jordan Palmer played for the Cardinals and the Bengals because I know Carson Palmer did, but that could be wrong, and I don't know if I want to go with that. Could go CJ2K for Cardinals Titans, but I don't think that's going to be obscure enough. And I think Mike Vick could be all right for Atlanta Steelers, but I feel like that's still above 27. So I'm trying to think. I feel like there's a running back on the Bengals that played for Atlanta, and I just can't think of him from like.
I'm not going to give you one hint one way or the other, but I have my own thoughts on who I pick for this grid specifically. I also saw this grid like a week in advance, so I knew a lot of the beforehand.
No, that's not right. That's not right. I don't know. I guess I'll just take the right. Let me get Mike Vick.
Mike Vick for Falcons and Steelers?
Yeah, I know it's not going to be good enough. That's what everybody's going to pick.
70%.
Yeah, that's terrible.
So the order of points given out in that round, the lowest one was Evan with Michael Vick, and he's going to get 2 points, bringing him up to 20. Second lowest is going to be Bill Chad Johnson, which is going to land him 4 points, bringing him up to 14. In third place, going to be, or I guess second place, is going to be Newt, which is going to land him his first points of the game, 6 points, and Jim gets another 8. So right now the scores after that first round of the grid is going to be Evan with 20, Bill with 14, Jim with 13, and Newt with 6. We're going to run to our next grid now. Our next grid is going to be, I went through and I spent time to try to find ones that had little to no repeating teams to make it as unique as possible.
Love it.
So we're going to go down here.
Love it.
To 280. So New York Giants, Denver Broncos, Ohio State Buckeyes on top, and Washington Commanders, Chicago Bears, first round draft pick on the side. Newt, you're still in last place, so you get to go first with whatever you think is the most obscure pick of these 9.
All right, I think I got one. We're gonna go with first round draft pick. I'm gonna go OSU again. We're gonna go Jamison Williams.
0.2% for Newt. The redemption from the first round.
I see. So you're trying to be obscure. I'm learning how this game is played now. Even though
Jim, you won the first round.
I didn't understand.
You won without understanding.
So
Exactly.
Jim wins the first round without understanding, and now he's up next with his crop of whatever he'd like to pick here. You got to try to beat out Newt's 0.2%, which has been the lowest so far. Beats out Jim's 0.6% from last time.
So I'm gonna.
I genuinely forgot James Williams played for Ohio State.
Yeah,
I got him in like my. I got him on my dynasty team, so like he's been one that's been close to home for me.
Yeah, he played at Ohio State and then transferred to Alabama for his final season, and then got drafted from there.
Yep. And
So,
Bill's
all right, Jim, go ahead.
Get traded.
I'm gonna go just with a favorite player. So the Giants and Commanders is running back Joe Morris.
This one right here, 82 to 91.
Correct.
That's going to be 0.1.
It says it didn't register for the grid.
Are you sure he played on it?
Yeah.
I thought when he was done in New York, he went to Washington, but okay.
He's got to
So he never played for the Washington. He went from the Giants to the Cleveland Browns. So I'll leave this up to the panel because I didn't put a rule for this. If you get an incorrect answer, do we want to count that as just an automatic last place, or we want to give him a second shot?
No, I think you should let everyone else go pick their square though first, and then go back to them.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
That's fair.
Everybody else gets a
Yeah.
shot.
That
and they
sounds
get a
fair.
shot.
Because then, like, he can't take someone else's,
All right.
I want to clarify though. Was Jim wrong, or did no one just say what Jim thought?
I was wrong. He didn't play for the Commanders.
Okay.
Jim was wrong.
That's all right.
I was wrong.
I was.
Yeah,
If,
so
if
now-
it was
I had two ex-wives.
Bill's going to be up
wanted
his
to
next
tell me
pick.
that, so I'm good. I've heard that before. Newt, you're married. You've heard that before.
Yep.
I heard it.
Exactly. Consistently.
All right,
Let's go
Bill, you're up.
Bears. Let's go Bears, Broncos. Let's go with the Purdue quarterback, Kyle Orton.
I thought you were going to say Jay Cutler. Actually,
I had
You said
Jay
Bears,
Cutler in the
Broncos.
box, but I'm like, I was trying to go with something more obscure.
It's got to be like 80% for Jay Cutler.
Yeah.
15%.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
I'm going to go Giants first
15%
round
for
pick.
Kyle Orton. So now, Evan, you're up with your last pick.
Giants first round pick. I want DeAndre Baker.
Ooh.
Did you look at the 1972 draft for the New York Giants?
Oh,
1%.
I was going to say
2018
he's got to be
draft,
one of
dude.
he's
Where
got to
are
be
you
one of the
from?
forgotten first rounders that snuck through the Giants because he never really did anything. So
Yeah.
it took me a second to come up with that name. I was like, Baker, what the hell's his first name? I just knew he was from Georgia.
So we're going to wrap back around to Jim. And Jim, you're getting another shot at this after giving the wrong answer in the first one. So give me another answer for one of these grid spots that has not been used yet.
So there is a linebacker that played for the Giants and the Redskins. He came out of retirement to play for Vince Lombardi, I thought. Oh, but I can't remember who he is.
Oh, hold on. If he gets another one wrong, is it automatic 0? I feel like he can't have more than 2 guesses.
I think second strike will give him that.
I'm allowed to talk through it, though, right?
Yeah, you're allowed to talk through it. I was just
Yeah.
how we were doing that.
So Giants, Bears, they're the same conference. So Washington and Denver, Clinton Portis.
Ooh.
And you could have done the other half of that trade, which was Champ Bailey, but
Right.
nah.
39% for Clinton Portis. So after that round of the grid with 2 points, we're going to give that to Jim. And with an additional, it was Bill or Kyle Orton, correct?
Yep, I was Kyle Orton.
Yep. So Bill's going to go ahead and get another 4 points. Evan with DeAndre Baker and his 1% is going to get 6 points. And Newt climbing up the leaderboard. Not really. He's still in fourth, but we love him anyway.
Yeah,
With his 0.2% Jameson Williams pick, 8 points to get up to 14.
Didn't Jameson Williams play at Alabama? They're counting transfers now. Like he didn't even have to play there the whole time. I feel like it should be.
He played at OU.
No, I know he did. I'm just saying. I thought it was going off where you got drafted on. I just started thinking about it. And I'm
I would say technically he was an Alabama first round pick, but I guess they're counting it.
So our final grade here is going to be 1,000-yard receiving season, Jacksonville Jaguars and Raiders up top, with the Patriots, Seahawks, and Saints along the side. Newt, you are still just barely in last place, so you get to go first yet again.
I'm going Jimmy Graham Saints.
Oh, he definitely cleared 1,000.
Well, but I'm wondering. Like I know he cleared 1,000.
I wouldn't have thought about him.
I have a better Saints 1,000 yard.
I was thinking Willie Snead. Yeah, I didn't know if he hit 1,000 though.
What's the percentage?
Wes Chandler.
8% for Jimmy Graham.
I'll take 8%. I'll take 8%.
Well, wait a second. He was on the Chargers. Never mind. Mine wouldn't have won. Because Wes Chandler got 1,000 yards in 9 games for the Chargers, but he was acquired from the Saints.
Oh, that makes sense.
All right. So next up is going to be Jim. You're still in third place, just barely. So go ahead and give me your pick for this grid.
So I'm going to go. Oh, did he? No, he didn't do that, did he? F it. Why not? It's just a game. Raiders, Seahawks, quarterback Jim Zorn.
Ooh, I think that's good.
Ooh.
I don't know that he played for the Raiders.
Oh, no. He was
played
definitely on the Seahawks.
Does not count for the grid.
Yeah. He played for Dallas. He didn't play for the Raiders.
So Jim, we'll loop back around to you at the end of this. Next up's going to be Bill with your pick of the grid.
Let's go Seattle, 1,000-yard receiving season. He did it 3 times, actually. Joey Galloway.
Ooh,
Good one.
that's good.
I think the older you can get the player, the more obscure it is. That's what I've been trying to do too.
So 2% there for Bill's Joey Galloway pick. Evan, you're up with your pick of the rest of the grid.
I want Seahawks, Jaguars. I want Paul Richardson Sr. or Jr., whatever one it is. I don't know. You should pop up, right? That was his name? Yeah, him.
Well, which one?
Not the
This
1993
one?
one. Yeah.
Incorrect.
No? Wait, what? I'm Googling that. I swear to God he was on the Jags. All right, I guess go back to the other guy.
Well, Evan does
Jim or
a
whatever.
quick Richardson.
No, what, dude?
Jim, you can go ahead and...
Oh, what the fuck? That's bullshit. He got cut in training camp. I knew he was there.
So, Jim, you have a chance to redeem yourself with another selection on the grid.
Patriots, 1,000-yard receiver, Stanley Morgan.
Senior or junior?
The top one.
2% tied with Joey Galloway. All right, so Evan, you have your last pick here to try to redeem yourself after your miss.
I really thought that one was a slam dunk. Fuck.
Yeah. There's still an easy one out there, but
I don't want it. Yeah, that's the thing, though.
Yeah.
That Raiders-Patriots one just screams like there's so many players that have... All right, I got one. Brandon Bolden, Patriots-Raiders. Running back, right?
That's a bet. Yeah, that's a better one than I had in my head.
1% for Brandon Bolden.
Wow, that's way lower. That's way lower. Was he on the Bills, right?
No, it was a Damian or what was... He played a year.
Oh, Damian Harris?
Damian Harris.
I thought Brandon Bolden was on our team, too, at one point. But I do remember him, and I was like, I know he played for the Raiders, so... Nice. All right.
So, with the tie there...
Can you throw Tebow in on the Patriots-Jags and see what that would have been?
I don't think he played a game for the Jags.
Yeah, I was curious.
So,
that was my other one.
That was our final grid for that round. Following that round, that last one, so Evan ended up with the 8 points with his 1% pick. And then because there was a tie, I gave Jim and Bill both the 6 points, skipped the 4-point one, and then gave Newt the 2 points for the bottoms category there. So our points coming out of that round are going to be in last place with 16 is Newt. In third place is Jim with 21. In second place is Bill with 24. And in first place is Evan with 34. So we have a tight game here. Next up is going to be a round where you can really make up a lot of points here. And it's going to be 20 questions. Guess that player. Where what we're going to do is you're going to have 20 questions to try to guess a random player. I have 4 players here, one for each of you guys. And I'll just ask one of whoever goes up first, pick number 1 through 4, pick number 1 through 3, so on and so forth. So I'm not picking the players, as I've been
they all
previously
of
accused of.
Difficulty?
I would say they are all of equal difficulty. So for our first guesser, it's going to be Evan because he is in first place, giving Newt, the last place player, a chance to get a good look of how the game is played, see what some good optimal strategies are, and also whittle down the players we have on our list here. So, Evan, give me a number 1 through 4.
2.
2. All right. Let me pull up my counter here.
That smirk on Owen's face is already
that
worth
means
it.
It's someone I'm probably gonna have a fucking hell of a time trying to get.
All right. Whenever you're ready, as soon as you give me a yes or no question, I will answer it, and then we will start with whittling down your points for who you have.
All right. Is this player active?
No.
Do you only get one guess at the player, or do you get 2?
You get as many guesses as you want until you hit 0. A guess just counts as one of the yes or no questions.
Did this player retire in the last 3 years?
Last 3 years? No.
Oh, fucking hell. All right. Is he an offensive player?
Yes.
Quarterback?
No.
Wide receiver?
No.
Running back?
Yes.
Okay, fuck. AFC? Did he primarily play in the AFC?
He is primarily known for his AFC play, yes.
Is this guy at least like a borderline Hall of Famer or a Hall of Famer? Like, do you think he'll make it, or like, what do you got here? Yes, no.
This is a vague question here.
No, yeah,
Right.
like vaguely though. Like, is he in that realm, or is it someone that's like no shot? He's not getting in.
No shot.
No shot. Okay, that's yes or no. I feel like does he have a chance or no? Like, so there's no shot. Okay.
So based on, I have we can make this more objective. I have a Pro Football Reference up, and they give guys like career weighted stats and base it off like whether or not they can be like Hall of Famers. He's not in that ballpark at all. No.
See, okay, that's a fair question. It's a yes or no question. Great. AFC East.
No, he's not primarily known for the AFC East.
AFC West.
No, I would say he's not primarily known for the AFC West.
AFC South.
No.
AFC North, he's primarily known.
Bill's like losing his mind.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. That helps. So it's a Browns running back. Okay.
Good luck.
Fuck. I kind of was assuming it was Cleveland.
Bill, do you think you have it?
I think I could pinpoint it if I had a question to ask.
Was he in Cleveland for more than 4 seasons?
No.
Was he ever on Cleveland?
Yes.
Okay, all right. I just got to make sure I'm not like completely wasting my time here.
What question are we on?
Yeah, I'm getting through them here.
He has 7 left. So if he got the answer right now, if he said, "Is it blank?" you get 7 points.
All right, I got to get this right now. Cleveland running back. I feel like they had a new one every fucking year.
We did.
Oh man. I have one guy in mind, but I just don't think you'd pick him. The only person I can think is Peyton Hillis. That's the only name that's coming to my mind, but I don't want to guess that. Oh. I'm assuming like it's got to be within the last like 2015 to like 2020. I'm assuming it's somewhere in that range. I just can't. There's like names that are coming to my head, but I'm like, there's no shot that's who you picked. And I can't remember who other random ass running backs they had signed there. Did he ever rush for 1,000 yards with Cleveland?
Yes.
Oh, fuck. If you said no, I would have felt a lot better. I was like, okay, now I have a few guesses I could shoot off. Dude, who was it? There was someone there. Is it Trent Richardson?
No.
Fuck.
5. You have 5 more guesses.
LeGarrette Blount.
No.
Fuck.
4 more guesses.
Who's that guy that ran for like 200 something yards? Jamal Lewis? Was that his name? What was his name? don't fuck me like that. Like, you know who I'm talking about.
This
guy's laughing. He knows who I'm talking about, dude.
Are you guessing that random dude who ran for 200 yards for a game?
No, because I know you didn't pick him.
Who was it? Who was that player? I don't even know who it is.
I'll wait to answer until the end of the round.
Fuck, man. Was it Peyton Hillis?
It was 2012 Madden cover athlete Peyton Hillis.
No way, dude. You actually picked that? Yeah, I was like, no shot he picked him. Wow.
2012 Madden cover athlete, man.
And I'm sitting there. You know what? You said I was like, I feel like he barely just missed that 1,000-yard mark. I don't think he got there. That's why I was like.
He had 1,177 yards in 14 games.
Yeah. So what did I get? 4 points?
4 points for Peyton Hillis.
What does that bring me up to? 38?
Yep, you're up at 38. So now
who's in second?
Bill with 24. So even if Bill hits he hits a nail on, he's not going to be able to get to your points yet. We still have one more round with a survivor round after this, but for right now,
if he hits it on the head, he'd get 20.
You're right. My math that was terrible math. Wow, oh my god.
I'm like, he just needs to get it. I thought this is the last round.
Bill, go ahead and guess any random player, and then if you get that right, you get 20 points.
Right? Yeah, just from the jump.
All right.
I guess I'll take player number 4.
All right, so hold on. So Peyton Hillis is now out of the grouping, so we have 1 through 3 now. Is going to be your number.
Let's do 3 then.
All right, I have player number 3. Let me pull up his stats real quick, so that way I have quick offhand in case you ask me anything like that. All right, 20 points, ready to go. And whenever you start asking me yes or no questions, Bill, I will start deducting.
All right. Are they active?
Yes.
Were they drafted within the last 5 years?
No.
Do they play offense?
No.
Are they in the NFC?
No.
Okay. Defense.
They are currently not playing for the NFC.
Is it Cameron Hayward?
Holy shit. How is that your AFC defensive player you just picked out of a hat?
He got it?
He's the elder statesman.
With 16 points, Cameron Hayward.
So he got in 4 questions, so he's above me now, right?
He's at 40 points now.
This game's stupid, dude.
There are so many other AFC defenders I could have went with.
I don't care that I'm not winning. I just like seeing Evan lose.
That's all right. I've been winning enough. I know everyone wants me to lose.
Good job.
That was such a poll.
That's a good poll. Good poll.
Thank you. Yeah, once you narrowed it down to elder statesmen defensive players in the AFC, there's not very many outside of the AFC North.
I had Jalen Ramsey. That was who I had in my head, but obviously I was wrong. So
even the 5 years, I didn't think limited it that much because like Myles Garrett was outside of 5 years. 5 years was the 2020 draft. So anyone from 2019 and earlier that's still in the AFC is probably going to be would be eligible there. So, all right, Jim, you have 21 points currently. Give me a number between 1 and 2 for your player.
1.5.
All right, that rounds up to 2, Jim. You get player number 2. Whenever you're ready, I have the 20 questions ready to go for you.
Is the player active?
Yes.
Is the player in the AFC?
Currently in this season, yes.
Okay. Is the player on offense?
He is on offense, yes.
Okay. Has he played in a playoff game?
Ever? Yes.
Does he play wide receiver?
Yes.
Is it DeAndre Hopkins?
It is DeAndre Hopkins.
Bang.
How many did he get?
See, 15. So he's up to 36 points. See, you just got unlucky because you went down. You're like, your quarterback, wide receiver, All right, he's a running back. AFC West, East, South.
Because I had nothing else to go off. I don't know what you want to do.
Seems like you're getting bullied in this one, but all right, Newt.
Bill, I like when I said playoff game and you nodded your head yes. You got to have a way to narrow the number of teams down.
I knew where you were going the moment you said playoff game. I was like, once he gets position, it's a wrap.
Peyton Hillis is tough. I feel like I picked the worst one for me. That was like one I feel
He's
like
a Madden cover athlete.
I know, but DeAndre Hopkins, I feel like I would have had. I wish that's who I picked. I feel like I could have got that. Cameron Hayward would have been a bitch too. I don't know if I would have got that.
All right,
I just realized like the separation between me and everyone else is about to be 20 points, and I don't know how comfortable I am with that. Like, I knew I was going to lose, but like I'm going to be getting destroyed here.
All right, Newt. There's only one player left. You have a choice between number 1 and number 1.
Let's go with number 1 then.
All right,
number 1.
Lucky number 1. I have your 20 points in front of me. My player's Pro Football Reference up in front. You can go ahead and start asking questions when you're ready.
Has this player announced their retirement?
No, they have not announced retirement.
Was this player drafted by an AFC team?
They were not drafted by an AFC team.
Is this player an offensive player?
No. Defensive player.
Was this player drafted in the 2020 or earlier draft?
As in 2020 through 2025?
No, like 2020 or earlier were they drafted?
Yes, they were 2020 or earlier.
Oh, that fucking sucks for me. Here's the kick in the dick. Bill got it by this point already.
Mm-hmm. I got it one pick later.
I know. Like, I have no fucking idea who.
That's how I felt, dude. I was 4 questions in, and I was like, I got nothing.
Has this player recorded an interception in their career?
Yes.
I'm watching this guy literally cross people off in the middle of the air.
Just names, just as
he's gonna get it before him.
Bill already knows who it is. Bill knew after the first question.
Second one, close enough. Once you got the draft question, that pretty much kind of narrowed it in.
This is why, like, I knew I was gonna be I knew I was gonna be terrible at this. Does this player play for a team east of the Mississippi?
Now you're gonna have me pull up a map of the United States.
No, but you gotta be careful because there's a couple cities that the Mississippi cuts through. Is it where he lives, or where the stadium is, and what if they're on opposite sides of the river?
They play at the stadium.
And if you're in Minnesota, you're where the river begins. You can't be east or west of where it begins.
Plus, he could play in a stadium east if he travels to that team's stadium that week.
Yeah, like that. I'm just saying that's a bad question.
Why didn't you just ask like AFC or NFC?
AFC, NFC. That's okay. I accept all of these. I accept all of these arguments, and they are completely valid. I will rephrase my question. Does this player, and Jim, you can be the arbiter here. Does this player play in a city that is more west than St. Louis?
All right. Let's see. Let me find St. Louis on this map and this city on this map.
All I'm saying is this can't be something obvious, because if it was like California or something or New York, he'd be like, oh, obviously yes or obviously no. So it's got to be somewhere in the middle here.
It's either close or Owen is really bad at geography.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, you said west of St. Louis?
Does this player play in a stadium that is west of St. Louis?
I'll say where's St. Louis in the state of Missouri?
There's no middle ground. It either is or it isn't.
Hold on, I'm working on that. I wasn't expecting this level. Yes, he plays in a stadium west of St. Louis. Thank you, Google Maps.
Okay, I know what team we're dealing with. If it even made Owen ask a question to himself, I think I know what team this is, even though I have no idea what any of the other stuff is.
Oh.
That was a question I was not expected to answer.
Owen's like pulling up maps, getting a globe out.
I will accept that Jim's objection was completely fair. But I feel like I should be able to ask questions about that.
No, hey Newt, I like the question, but that question also deserved that you get a load of shit for asking it. I'm just saying it's both
fully loaded.
It's a good question.
I'll take a load of shit. That doesn't bother me. Oh God, now I just want to start throwing fucking darts at the wall. Is it Byron Murphy Jr.?
No.
Fuck. Is it Xavier McKinney?
No.
All right, I'm just gonna fucking start fucking rapid firing at this. I hate this. Do they currently play for a NFC North team?
Yes.
All right.
So it's not the player I was thinking of.
Me neither. Yeah.
$11 questions left.
Is the player on a playoff team, or letting the like?
I was say
ask if he's on a
three of those four
playoff team.
Three of those four teams have been playoff teams. That doesn't help.
I'll do you one better. Did this player attend the University of Louisville?
Is that the question you would like to ask, Newt?
I mean, it would be, but I don't. Once again, my draft knowledge, I've been very clear and apparent about this. Starts at fucking 2023 or 2022.
Well, use your NFC North fandom knowledge. You're in your ballpark.
Oh, I hate everything about this game. This is bullshit.
And it's NFC Northwest of St. Louis. There's only one team. Or maybe two.
No, it's just one team. It's just one team.
Yeah.
I don't know why I said Jalen Johnson. That was stupid of me. Did this person go to the University of Louisville?
No.
God damn it, Bill.
Hey, in all fairness, that it would have lined up, but
ask if the person's a defensive back.
That's true.
I mean, it's either defensive back or once again, I'm gonna get fucked because it's gonna be a goddamn edge rusher like Aiden Hutchinson that has a pick.
But Aiden Hutchinson is not west of St. Louis.
No, I know that. I understand. I understand Aiden Hutchinson's not, and it's not Aiden Hutchinson, but it's going to be someone like that has a random 3 interception year. I hate everything about this. This game's stupid. I'm just going to start fucking picking off random Vikings. Is it Isaiah Rodgers?
No.
Oh my God. Is it Van Ginkel?
No.
Is it Ivan Pace Jr.?
No.
Fuck. Is it Jonathan Grenard?
No.
How many questions does he have left?
He's got 5 left.
All right, I'm going to keep going with it. Is it Harrison Smith?
Hey, we got there.
bullshit. I hate
Fine.
this game.
You know what's funny is he still got it in the same amount of questions as me.
I took also like 3 times the amount of time that you did, Evan.
That is fair, but
All right.
you did the right strategy. You just started rolling off names. I should have done that earlier.
You even said the correct name and then continued to roll off names that were not that correct name.
Yeah, you had it 2 or 3 questions earlier, and then you're
Yeah,
like, no,
I know. I just didn't think you'd pick them, honestly.
Yeah.
All right. So that was our penultimate round. We have one more round to go. This one will go by quicker. Our scores following that: our last place is Newt with 21. The second to last, or I guess third, would be Jim with 36. Second is Evan with 38, and first is Bill with 40. It's anybody's game, including Newt's, because our final round here is survival, which I'm going to give a general football topic or even more of a specific one that has several answers to be had. And we're going to go in a circle, and we'll put out answers that fit the category. And if you give a wrong answer, repeat, or I guess we'll do an arbitrary take too long, we will bump you off, and you'll get that many points based on where you got knocked out of. The first person knocked out will get 0 points. The second person knocked out will get 2. The third person, 6. And then if the last person standing can give one more correct answer after that, when they're the last one left, they get 10 points. So there's a possible 10-point swing between last place and first place in this round.
Oh, and you realize that still puts me in last place.
Well, yes, but we're going to do a couple of these, so it's not like if you get first place in 2 of them.
We're doing multiple rounds of these?
We're doing 2 of them. We'll do 2 of them to give Newt a chance.
Borrow some of my points.
He's just creating time for people to come back on me for the future, quiz.
Well, I had 3 loaded up, but I can just stick with 2. Give Newt the bare minimum chance to come back.
Yeah, so now it's going to become like Evan against the draft professors. We can just
still can't beat Bill.
Right.
Bill's got 42. I've got 21.
What are you? Are you giving us time to write stuff down again, like you did last time?
Yeah, I'll give you guys a few minutes. I'll read off the category, and then again, power of editing. I'll give you guys a few minutes to brainstorm without using any electronics or anything. You can write down answers if you want, just to have them so in front of you so you'll know it, and then we'll go through with the categories. So our first category, this one should be relatively easy, especially for the draft professors.
Great.
We're gonna go through and name 2023 first-round draft picks. Players drafted in the first round of the 2023 NFL draft, 2 drafts ago. So we'll go Newt, Jim, Evan, Bill. The only hint I will give you is that there's only 31 possible answers for this.
Yeah,
category.
there is.
Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah,
man, that mammal in the sea really messed with things that draft. Wait, can we give a bonus point for who was number 32?
I mean,
can we not? I mean, I feel like that's fair.
Well, we can do that. We can do that, yeah. So it'll be the top 30. We'll change the category to top 32 picks in the 2023 NFL draft.
I'm going to be out 2 questions in. I can't remember this draft for shit.
Once they give answers, because you're going to go third. Once they give answers, you'll still remember
figure it out real quick.
Oh, dude, the problem is I can't think of one quarterback that got drafted, and usually if I can't think of the one quarterback that got drafted that year, I can't think of the rest of the draft. Because I keep thinking Kenny Pickett, but I know it's not that year, and I can't remember one name.
All right, we're going to start this up now. So, Newt, you're going to be first to go. You're just going to name me any of the top 32 players drafted in the 2023 draft class.
Well, let's go ahead and let's address the elephant in the room, and let's go with Joey Porter Jr.
Joey Porter Jr.
Number 32.
32nd overall pick for the Pittsburgh Steelers. First pick in the second round. Technically, would have been a first-round pick if the Dolphins did not forfeit their draft pick for tampering. All right, Jim, give me another player from the top 32 of the 2023 NFL draft class.
Dalton Kincaid.
Buffalo.
That was my one answer I had, so it's a crapshoot from here. I'm hoping he was this year's J.C. Horn drafted that year.
Yeah, totally.
Wasn't it Bill's turn?
Oh, was it?
No.
I thought he's first.
It was Evan's turn because he's first.
Oh,
so Evan's answer was.
You read it like a book. I got it now. I was like going around in circles.
Evan is eliminated with 0 points. JC Horn was not a draft pick in the 2023 class. He was in the 2020 class, if I remember correctly.
Ooh. Is it me?
Yep. So here I'll switch this around again. So Bill, you're up now. You're up next. You got to give me a player. As long as you get this one right, everyone here is guaranteed 2 points.
All right. So let's go to pick 31. Felix Enudike Uzoma.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
All right. Back to Newt.
CJ Stroud.
CJ Stroud was the 2nd overall pick in that draft class. Jim.
Will Anderson.
3rd overall. Bill.
Nolan Smith.
Nolan Smith was the 30th overall pick.
30th, yeah.
Back to Newt.
Bryce Young. Bryce Young, 1st overall pick to the Carolina Panthers. Jim.
Jahmyr Gibbs.
Jahmyr Gibbs went 12th overall to the Detroit Lions. Bill.
Brian Bresee.
Brian Bresee went 28th.
Oh, yeah.
No.
29th to the Saints.
Yeah.
29th to the Saints. That's sorry. For some reason, I thought he was drafted by the Bengals that year. Yeah, Brian Bresee, 29th to the Saints. I forgot he existed. Was not a big fan of his that year.
No.
Back up to Newt.
Jalen Carter.
Jalen Carter was drafted 9th overall by the Philadelphia Eagles. Jim.
Jack Campbell.
Jack Campbell was drafted 18th overall by the Detroit Lions. Back to Bill.
Miles Murphy.
Miles Murphy was drafted. That was what I was thinking of. 28th overall to the
That's what it
Bengals.
was, yeah.
Yep.
Newt.
Hold on. I got to write down a couple names now that I remembered them. Van Ness.
Lucas Van Ness to the Green Bay Packers at 13th overall, I believe. Yes. To Jim.
Jordan Addison.
Oh, never mind. I'm not going to write that guy down.
Jordan Addison, 23rd overall to the Minnesota Vikings. Bill.
Anton Harrison.
Anton Harrison to the Jacksonville Jaguars at 27th overall.
Darnell Wright.
Newt. Darnell Wright was 10th overall to the Chicago Bears. Jim.
Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Jackson Smith and Jigba was the 20th overall pick to the Seattle Seahawks. I'm writing all these names out so that way I can remember who we've said. The Bill.
Mozzie Smith.
Mozzie Smith, 26th to the Dallas Cowboys. Newt.
I like how Bill. Can we recognize how Bill is flexing so hard by working backwards during this? He's just hey, I'm smarter than everyone else in this room right now. God, I hate Bill that so much. Why are you so freaking good at this?
You grind tape
fourth.
What was that, Newt?
Will McDonald the 4th.
Will McDonald was the 15th overall pick to the New York Jets. Jim.
Bijan Robinson.
There it is.
Bijan Robinson was the 8th overall pick to the Falcons. Bill, I can already kind of assume where this is going.
Yep. Deontay Banks.
There it is.
24th overall to the New York Giants. Newt.
Let's go with I'm not going to beat Bill. Why am I doing this? Christian Gonzalez.
Christian Gonzalez was the 17th overall pick to the New England Patriots. Jim.
Broderick Jones.
Broderick Jones was the 14th overall pick to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Bill.
Kalijah Cansey.
Oh, that's a good.
Kalijah Kancey, 19th overall to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I said you hopped up there, Bill.
Mm-hmm. There's
Threw me off a
name.
little bit.
Yeah, there's a name I'm keeping in the bank.
All right, Newt.
Devon Witherspoon.
Devon Witherspoon was 5th overall to the Seattle Seahawks.
I'm not above taking early picks, guys. Like, I gladly will.
Hey, Quentin Johnston.
Quentin Johnston went 21st to the Los Angeles Chargers. Bill?
Zay Flowers.
Zay Flowers, 22nd to the Ravens. Newt.
Emmanuel Forbes.
Emmanuel Forbes, 16th to the Commanders.
Ooh. We're stumping me.
Jim. We're at 29 of 32.
Yep.
I know what position is on the tip of my tongue. I can't think. Oh, Peter Skoronski.
Peter Skoronski, 11th overall to the Tennessee Titans. Bill.
Tyree Wilson.
Tyree Wilson, 7th overall to the Las Vegas Raiders. Newt, 2 players left. Everyone gets. If we get through this all the way, everyone gets 10 points.
Paris Johnson Jr.
Paris Johnson Jr. was the 6th overall pick to the Arizona Cardinals. Final one, Jim, who's the one player we have not mentioned yet.
Look at Bill. He's so ready
Bill's
for this.
Like, Bill's got this.
Bill was born for this.
Yeah, this is my Super Bowl.
I was if Paris Johnson, I would have forgotten Skoronski even. I don't know like how, but like Paris Johnson was the only one left on my list.
Jim, do you have any guess right now?
So I'm eliminating things, but like Kyle Hamilton was the draft before, so it's not him.
I'm going to give you 30 seconds to answer this question.
That draft before was a really good draft class too.
I'm going to go with I don't even know. Osiris Torrance, which is round 2.
Oh, he's second rounder.
I don't even know.
Yeah.
He's a second rounder.
Jim is out with 4 points to his name after that. I'm sorry, 2 points. Jim is out with 2 points. So he goes up to 38. And Bill, can you please finish us off for the 10th point?
Absolutely. Anthony Richardson.
Anthony Richardson.
Oh, my God.
Overall player.
It was number 4 overall. Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony Richardson.
Well, yeah, I had no shot. I remembered a whopping 1 player from that draft. It didn't matter who you guys said. Until you guys said C.J. Stroud, I was like, oh, yeah, that's that draft, huh?
So we are now going into our next round of this with Newt in last place still with 31 points. Evan and Jim tied with 38 and Bill with 50.
Yeah.
So the next round is going to be more recent, 2024, 1,000-yard receivers.
Oh,
we have a list.
God damn it.
We have a list of like 20 players here. I have to pull it up again.
So last year?
Last year, any player recorded 1,000 yards receiving. All right, let's get this show started. We're going to start with Newt. Newt, name me one player to go over 1,000 yards receiving this past season.
I 1,000% know that my boy Mike Evans went over 1,000.
Yeah, that's like one of the last ones I wrote.
Because
Mike Evans.
of like the situation when he got his 1,000 yards. So Mike Evans is my number 1.
Mike Evans, 23rd on this list.
Yeah, it was not by much.
So next is going to be Jim.
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Oh, wow.
Amon-Ra St. Brown, 5th overall receiving yards. Evan.
I'll take Jamar Chase. Let's just get the easy
Jamar Chase,
out.
number one in the league. Bill.
Jacoby Myers.
Jacoby Myers did have 1,000 yards. He was 20th in the league in receiving yards this year.
I don't even know what team he was on last year.
The Raiders. That's a good one.
This is where Malik Neighbors.
7th overall in receiving in the NFL this past season.
Nice.
Jim.
Justin Jefferson.
Justin Jefferson.
I forgot him too.
Number 2 overall. Evan.
For these ones, I'll take Brock Bowers.
Brock Bowers 8th in the league in receiving yards. Bill.
Calvin Ridley.
Calvin Ridley did break 1,000 yards, 21st in the league in receiving yards this year. Back up to Newt.
Did Scary Terry break 1,000?
Terry McLaurin was 15th overall in receiving yards in 2024.
That's what you love to hear.
Jim.
This is my stumped look. I'm going team by team. Give me a minute. Oh, CeeDee Lamb.
CeeDee Lamb did indeed go for the 9th most receiving yards in the NFL last season. Evan.
A.J. Brown.
A.J. Brown was 17th in the league in receiving yards last season. Bill.
Jameson Williams.
James Williams last on the list at 24th.
I like this guy. Naming off all the ones I don't know, so it's just
back up to Newt.
Trey McBride.
Trey McBride 11th in the league
in
receiving yards.
Oh, there we go.
Jim.
Puka Nacua. And Jim is out with 0.
Wow, he didn't get it.
Not
Oh,
get 1,000 yards.
I'm glad he said that he was on my list.
He was hurt a little too much last year.
995, I believe.
Yeah, he was just off.
Oh, my God.
Okay. Now, here's where it starts to get to some scary names, but I'm going to take George Pickens.
George Pickens. And Evan is also out with 0 points without getting an answer right after Jim got out. So now it goes to Bill.
Cortland Sutton.
Cortland Sutton was 16th in the league in receiving yards. Newt.
Fuck. Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson was 14th in the league in receiving yards last year. Bill.
Jerry Jeudy.
Jerry Jeudy, 6th in the league in receiving yards. Jerry Jeudy was 6th in the league in receiving yards last year. Good for him.
That's insane. That's just nuts.
Newt.
JSN.
We're missing. JSN did 12th overall in league receiving yards last year. We're missing 3, 4, 10, 13, 18, 19, and 22. Bill, you're up.
Brian Thomas Jr.
3rd in the league in receiving yards last season.
All right. Well,
Newt.
he took – I have one name left now. Devontae Adams?
18th in the league in receiving yards last season.
Bill's going to beat me here, though.
Drake London.
4th in the league in receiving yards last season. There are 4 names left on this list, Newt, if you can survive.
I'm not going to be able to. He took my last name. Or I took my last name, and then he said Drake London, which was awesome. I think he was hurt too much last year. I'm going to be wrong. I'm going to preface that right now. I'm going to say Cooper Kupp.
And Newt is out with how many points would that be? That would be 6 points. Bill, do you have the other 4 of this list?
Ladd McConkey.
10th overall.
George Kittle.
13th overall.
Garrett Wilson.
Already said, so you would have been out there. So we already mentioned him. But the other 2 names you were missing were Zay Flowers and Nico Collins, 19th and 22nd overall.
Damn it, Nico Collins was the one I was flirting with.
I had about 12 to 13 other names on there that all were said afterwards. And I was like, oh, George Pickett's definitely got there. I'll be kidding. That's an obscure one I can say. And fucking I had every other name.
Never choose a Pittsburgh wide receiver.
Every other name after they listed, I'm like, yep, he was on my list. Yep, he was on my list. Did T. Higgins get it?
No.
No?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of my late ones, but I was curious. DJ Moore?
Yeah. Nope.
Marvin Harrison?
I'll say that was another. DJ Moore was another one I was going to say. It was like between like Nico Collins, DJ Moore, and
I had Nico Collins
Cooper
on
Kupp.
my list too. I'm pissed.
So the final of our game. In last place, we have Newt at 37 points. Not too bad, seeing as Jim and Evan tied for second with 38 points. And Bill, in those last 2 rounds between 20 questions and the survival round, cleaned house and ended up with 60 points. So, Bill, you are our now new reigning Quiz Bowl champion. With how much smack Jim was talking and how much I knew Evan excelled, especially how hot he came out the gates, I
do that every. Well, no, I'm always great at the first 2 rounds. The thing is the minute you bust out a draft thing, I was like, well, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, those last 2 rounds are worth way more points than the first 2 rounds. And I was like, I could crush the first 2 against anyone, but I knew the last 2 there was no shot.
Yeah. So that's it for our game. We'll definitely have Bill back as our reigning champion. Everyone else is obviously offered to come back on a future episode, but for now, that is it for the 6th Weekly Huddle Quiz Bowl. This has probably been the best quality version. I'm excited to have these back and just do fun stuff with guys who know how to talk football and know football information. So this will be fun to run these back more so often. But other than that, for the Weekly Huddle, for Newt at NFL Draft West on Twitter, Jim at NFL Draft Fanatic and NFL Draft Professor over on YouTube, Bill at Spark Scouting on Twitter, and then Evan, who was residual because he kicked plumbers' asses, according to him.
And I'm still going to come back. I'm not retiring, dude. If I won, I was going to retire, but I got to go out on top, so I'll have to come back at least one more time.
For all of us, thank you for watching, and hopefully we can join you guys in the next one.